So back in April, I made the decision I wanted to learn how to 3D print as a skill, as a craft. I would become like a merchant, like a 3D printing merchant. I I would like be like, here are my wares, kind of thing. And so I've gotten pretty good at that. I've pretty consistently been like learning how to print and been printing stuff off since then. My printer has recently gotten a little bit of malfunction. It's under extruding, so I bought a second one because I didn't know the problem, but I'll fix them both eventually. Anyway, I'm gonna just show off my haul from that first printer in the last, I'd say, since April, like 4 months. So first of all, I made a little dagger. I made this using a tutorial on how to use Blender, on how to make 3D modeled knives in Blender. It was a pretty good knife. Honestly, I think this is, while I hate the proportions of this, I really like how I like the volume of it. It's better than when I'd say that this has a high quality to it because of the fact that it's so, I used a tutorial for it. It's, but it's a little bit funky, it's a little bit tiny. Um, and the next thing I made was this knife. And this was also made using a tutorial. And this knife is probably one of the nicest things I've printed using the code. But again, I did this with a tutorial. Look at the handle. I love that. The handle grip, and then the little guard, and I love how it tapers right there, like the edge. That's so nice. I was able to. Well, I mean, and it's like a nice actual like weight. It's not a good weight. It's very light, but it's a nice grip. Um, yes. So after I did those two, I decided to get a little bit adventurous, and I decided I wanted to make something of my own. I wish maybe I could edit this in. So I decided, a friend of mine saw that I was making knives, and he's a knife guy, so he asked me to make a custom knife for him, and so I did. Um, this is his custom knife. He asked me to put scales on it, and they were supposed to be pinned in. Um, it's I couldn't get the pins to like go through the little holes here, and but that's okay. I tried to glue it all together. It didn't stick together, and as you can see, the edge is very sort of it's like okay, but the edge isn't as like sharp. The end isn't as pointy. It's more frail. It's more fragile. Um, and it feels a little bit unsubstantial. It wasn't my favorite print as far as how it came out over time, but I definitely think when I hold it like this and I compare it, hopefully I can edit in like a comparison maybe um, of how the original picture looked and how I ended up making it look. I like that I was able to kind of one for one the models. After that, I decided I was going to start doing this thing where I was going to take a picture of myself and I was going to like do like a little like science fiction photo shoot sort of thing where I was going to make props and I was going to model the props in the photo shoots, but I was going to make props specifically for the photo shoots. And so I had this concept for this cyberpunk guy, and the idea has evolved. I've yet to do the photo shoot, and I'm going to do it for sure. I'm working on the final print for that, or technically the final last two. And so I'm in the middle of that right now. And I have one of the three. In each photo shoot picture, I wanted to have three models. I wanted to have three props to model. So the first one, and I know I said this is probably the best thing I've printed as far as quality goes, as far as like it being like nice and un like it just looks clean. It looks very clean. This is a little bit less clean, but this is the best thing I've ever printed probably. It's a kama. It's a Japanese weapon. It's like a little scythe. They use it to cut rice stalks in Japan. Anyway, this is something I got from a picture online. I pretty much one for one this based off the picture online. The grip, I based it off of how I modeled this grip, but I made it a little bit more, well, it's a little bit longer. It's a bigger piece. I had to make this in 4 pieces. I had to make this was one, and then if you can see it, I bought a 3D pen and I made a seam around the edges. And the seam's a little bit not super clean, and it's all coming apart a little bit because I tried to use glue and plastic, and that kind of, the plastic and glue, it kind of weakened the others. Like if you look at the top right there, that's a little bit less clean. Um, but this is in 4 parts. It came with the handle, and then there was this, which was 2 pieces. I clasped around. Actually, I still have an unconstructed one. So this is what these parts look like. I'm still working on cleaning out the insides. So I'm gonna have 2 for the picture. And then this was the blade by itself. And then this was the handle. And all those things go together, and they make this. And this is this is the most successful thing I've ever printed. Now, when I upload the G code onto my Thingiverse and my Cults 3D account, it's a little wonky. I don't know how people are, it seems like there's some surface issues in the models in the G code, and that I'm not 100% amazing at this yet. I bought a Udemy class on how to 3D model better in Blender. That's probably going to upgrade how good my files are. So if anyone wants to check out how to get this is online. This is free. I'm not going to charge people for my designs. I mean, I'd charge people if you want me to make this custom for you and send it to you. Obviously I'd do that. I'd charge something because I want, that would be physical labor on my part. But if you just want a cool comma, if you want any of my prints, I'm uploading them all for free because I believe in freedom of information. I know that this is technically a product, but it's a file online, and if I can give away a bunch of files for free, I kind of believe that would be I'd prefer people to have my prints and come to me for cool prints rather than excluding people based off of, well, they don't want to buy that for, I could charge a couple cents, I suppose, but I'd also like to have just gracious donors in the future at some point help me out if that's a path I end up going down. From there, I had, sorry, this video is a little bit all over the place, but I just kind of want to talk about what I've gotten done so far. I was in the middle of making my next print so that I had the commas, and I was going to have a collapsible police baton. Now, this is not real. I have to say that because these are illegal in my state. It's not a real police baton. Unfortunately for me, the design I had gone with, so see, my G code was really freaking wonky for this, but it came out well after I put it through the cutting software, Cura. This G code came out really fucking wonky when I put it through the printer. Now, it's supposed to be like this. I don't know if you can see that very well here. Yeah, it's falling apart. It's supposed to look like this. It's supposed to be like a thing, and like a collapsible police baton. I'm supposed to hold it like this, and I'm supposed to whip it, and it kind of whipped out a little bit. Okay, actually that was cool that it did what I wanted to do. I'm supposed to be able to whip it out and have a little baton, except it was supposed to have 2 segments, and the second segment isn't coming out because the inside is fucked. So, I like this print a lot. This is probably one of my favorite textures on the print because the best texture I could get was just these little in-cut grips. And then this texture was pretty good for me too. But this texture is supposed to match like a fiber kind of mesh that would help with the grip. And I think I did a pretty good job. That's kind of hard to see. Maybe if I put my camera on it. Okay, that didn't help. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm really proud of this mesh here. And I'm really proud, because I was trying to make a mechanism, a sliding mechanism happen. I'm really proud of just the this sliding mechanism right here. which it works. This one works. The other one doesn't work. Wait, hold on. Okay, it works. Hey, there it is. So, woo! So this I hope to have working in a week or two. I have one more print that's not ready yet, and I don't have it even fully modeled yet, but I'm gonna have it done. And that's my haul so far. As far as the other stuff I'd like to do, I'd like to. So I'm working right now. So past, present, future on what my 3D printing has been. Um, Past was everything I just showed you. Present, I'm working on a mask print that's going to be for my face, and then I'm going to complete the second comma, and I'm going to complete the the collapsible baton, and from there I'm going to do a photo shoot that's going to like put me as like a cyberpunk guy, and from there I'm then going to make an office in my upstairs space, and it's going to be like I'm going to have a setup for like printers where I can print automatically from them, so I don't have to take like to and from this computer a little chip that plugs into them and makes them print. And I'm going to probably fix the other one. I'm going to make one of them bigger so it can actually print like something like this in full versus in pieces. And then from there, I'd like to 3D print. It's not a gun. It's not a gun, everyone. This is airsoft pellets, BBs. I'd like to eventually print an airsoft pistol somehow. I don't know how I do that, or at least print the shell, like a frame for an airsoft pistol. I'd really like to do that. And then maybe, I don't know, put that up online for free too. Maybe sell it to some airsoft enthusiasts. And that is my 3D printing journey so far. I would like to do more update videos. I'll probably do one after I'm done with my photo shoot in a couple of weeks. And that's everything.